Welcome to the Wild Mom Podcast. We do things a little differently around here. If you're a mystic, spiritual, conscious, wild mother, then this is the podcast for you. It's time to come back to your roots, remember your divinity, and embody the wild woman within. You're here to shake up the parenting game, awaken from the matrix, and raise your new earth children to be free and energetically connected to all there is. This is your podcast to reclaim the wise and the wealthy, the intuitive, loving, and divinely feminine motherhood. Mama, welcome back to the wild. Welcome, mamas, to another episode of the Wild Mom Podcast. I am so excited to have you here. We have had some technical difficulties on the Facebook Live front, but I'm hoping that this is all going to work because we're diving into my favorite topic, which is theta healing. Now, theta healing is an amazing energy healing modality. And if you've been in my community for a while, you know that I talk about this a lot. And I used it for the past 6 years since I've learned about it to get past a narcissistic relationship, to changing and growing my business, to attracting my divine soulmate, who's now my husband, to conceiving my child. And now that I have my daughter, it's all about how I can help her and how theta healing can help me and us thrive together and to grow spiritually. So if you're tuning in live, or if you are watching the replay or listening to the podcast on your favorite streaming platform, make sure that you are leaving your comments, leaving your reviews, sharing it with a friend, and by all means, follow along, because we are wanting to expand this beautiful community of mystic mamas who are parenting against the norm, who are using energy healing on their kids, and who have the unshakable confidence and the unwavering trust to do this work. So let's dive into today's topic, which is theta healing. So theta healing is an amazing and extraordinary energy healing modality which utilizes the altered brainwave states. So specifically, we work with the theta brainwave state. And we know based on quantum physics and we know based on neuroplasticity that this theta brainwave state is what allows you to access universal consciousness, to transcend space and time, as well as to reprogram your subconscious mind. Because between the ages of 0 to 7, you are primarily in this state. And this is why I'm so excited to now be shifting my business and everything into working with kids and moms and their children, because those first 7 years, that cycle is so important for their development, for their foundational beliefs that are going to create their reality. Because you've heard time and time again that beliefs and energy is what everything's made out of. Right? We have our belief system, and that is what sends the frequency out of whatever we want to attract in our life, whether it's consciously or unconsciously. And the energy or the emotions with regards to our body is what draws the event back to us. This is one of the universal laws, the laws of attraction. And this is what Joe Dispenza's work is primarily based off of, right? We send a certain frequency out and we feel the high vibrational emotions to receive it back. And he accesses this altered brainwave state of theta. Now, theta healing is utilizing this brainwave state to transcend all those limiting beliefs. This is like that clear path out of the matrix is using this work, and it has been growing so rapidly in awareness and excitement because more and more people are realizing just how powerful this modality is. Because it's not like other modalities where in theta healing that I teach this in my trainings, they work from different planes of existence. Theta healing utilizes the 7th plane of existence. So we are going directly to source energy. You can say God, you can say creator, light and love, but we are going directly to that greater mind. And from this space, you are able to just be the passenger and witness the healing being done. And so this requires you to spiritually awaken yourself. And you have that modality, theta healing, to actually do that, to pull up the toxins, to pull out the trauma, to balance your chakras, to connect with spirits, to receive guidance and wisdom, to remove and reprogram the limiting beliefs, and to download yourself with the programs that will allow you to live your best life. And so when we think about using this for our kids, the possibilities are endless. I have used this modality to help my daughter sleep, to help her eat when she was going through a phase of not wanting to breastfeed. I program my breast milk with high vibrational information because water holds information, right? And breast milk is primarily water. So I am downloading my breast milk with information so she feels supported, safe, loved. Whatever she needs that day, I'll program into the breast milk. Every single morning, I am sending her healing. I am balancing her chakras. I am putting in the energetic work to allow her to thrive. And the reason why I love this modality so much is that you don't need anything but yourself. So you don't have to worry about bringing your crystals with you. You don't have to worry about bringing your pendulum with you or your tarot cards with you somewhere. This allows you to access universal consciousness by shifting your brainwave state. And I have used this in substitution for Google because when I first had my daughter, I was a huge Google mom. I continued to search late at night what this little sound means. Is she getting enough sleep during the day? When do I have to put her down? When do I have to wake her up? How much food does she need to get? And I was driving myself crazy. I was driving my husband crazy because I was constantly saying, well, this is what Google says. Well, Google says I can't do this and I can't do that and I have to do this. And I was really living in a place of fear. And I had forgotten about this amazing modality because I was in that postpartum phase and I was barely getting any sleep and I didn't know what was daytime, nighttime, spring, summer. I was all over the place. And when I finally came back to this practice, it shifted everything. I was able to use this practice to transcend postpartum depression because I realized that it was certain beliefs I was holding on to that had manifested in this way. And I was able to, as I said before, I helped my daughter to breastfeed again. I helped her to sleep. She started seeing spirits when she was about, I think it was about 7 or 8 months. And so I would work with the energetics to help protect her from these spirits so she wouldn't be scared. So we could send the ones that weren't of the highest and greatest good to the light and then keep the ones that were supporting her and allow her to protect herself with it or from it. So there are so many ways that you can use this modality, and all you have to do is close your eyes and connect with that altered brainwave state. And you can do what is considered impossible. Like, this work is so powerful. You can heal sickness, you can manifest, you can travel the planes of existence, you can up-level the other modalities that you're using because now you're doing it from this altered brainwave state. You're not doing it from your conscious state, you're not doing it from the alpha state, you're doing it from theta. And theta is that beautiful, dreamlike, hypnotic, connected space. And so using this on your kids, I know for myself, it's been life-changing. The moms who have gone through my containers, has been life-changing because it gives you that reassurance that the universe is looking out for you. You have all the answers within you. And this is what truly awakens that mystical, wild mother. Because now you're no longer doing things out of fear because Google says that they made this little sound. It means they have X, Y, and Z, and you have to take them to the doctors and get them medicated. Now you realize, okay, well, no, actually, they're experiencing this. And I know that this is that next step to take. And I'm not saying that I don't use other modalities. I have put crystals underneath my daughter's bed. We did crystal grids in her room. She uses grounding sheets, which is part of like the first plane of existence. Second plane. Crystals are first plane. I connect with her spirit guides. I use tarot cards for her. Like, I use all these other modalities, but I'm always doing it through that theta brainwave state. And this is what is possible. You can utilize and magnify all of these other amazing tools because now you're doing it from universal consciousness. And this is not something that is exclusive, that only certain people can do it. This is something that is possible for every single mom out there. You can do this work. It is so easy to do. Once you actually know the technique, it is so easy, so fast, and effective. Like, the moms who've gone through my program, they have noticed drastic shifts in their kids' behavior by doing this work on themselves and reprogramming their own beliefs, as well as healing their kids. I'm hosting an event next week where we're going to reprogram our birth story. Because when we can do this from this altered brainwave state, you can actually time travel. You can actually shift dimensions. You can quantum jump. This is all possible. I visited the Akashic Records and I met my son who hasn't been born yet. And I know his full name. He told me his name. I connect with my daughter's higher self, and I was able to figure out that she held on to beliefs around not feeling like she belonged on earth, which a lot of new earth kids feel. But we as moms are unaware of that because we don't know this stuff. But this is possible for you. This is the new way of living. This is that new earth way of mothering. Not necessarily just from theta or with theta healing, but from this place where we're working on the energetics of our kids. And I have just become a huge fan of theta healing because I've seen it work in so many different ways. And it's been so impactful and so healing and safe. That's a huge thing for me as well. The reason why I didn't want to get my daughter vaccinated is because I don't believe that is a safe path. I have got the message from Creator. I have muscle tested. I've checked in with my body. And I've also read the ingredients in vaccines, and it's not safe. But knowing that I have a safe tool in my back pocket that can send her instant healing, well, that's just priceless to me. Knowing I have a tool in my back pocket that can clear her trauma if I ever do get frustrated and I show up in ways that I don't want to and I know is going to instill certain beliefs in her, that is priceless to me. Because when we can work with the energetics, and theta healing is just one amazing path that you can do it with, well, now you're able to support your child's spiritual development, which is so important and not talked about enough. There's all these milestones that we want our kids to hit. Like they need to be crawling and then walking, and they need to eat at a certain time, and they need to be down to one nap at a certain time. And there's so much out there on the physical plane, on this third plane reality that we're trying to have our kids meet. But we forget about how the way we show up, the way we talk, the way we react, the way we are holding on to our own beliefs, how that's affecting our kids' development. Maybe your kid is not crawling or walking or talking when the milestones and the experts say they should be because they're holding on to birth trauma from this lifetime or times. Or maybe they're holding on to trauma that you experienced, that you passed through the placenta into your child unknowingly. And when you have this tool like theta healing, you now have your power back. You have tuned into your wild mystic mother, the one who is so intuitive with your child. I have been able to deepen my connection with my daughter through this modality in ways that I never thought was possible. Because I experienced a traumatic birth as well, and I felt so disconnected with her for so many months, and no one would understand. And my mom would tell me, no, you actually love her. Don't worry. Like, you're just going through some stuff. And deep in my soul, I knew there's something not right here. And it was through this modality that I was able to see that there was actually a ton of trauma there. That because I didn't get to hold her for the first 3 to 4 hours after she was born, that golden hour, that time when our cells are communicating and we're sharing a beautiful experience and I'm receiving her, that was gone. So she felt very unsafe in this world. She had terrible sleeps because sleeping is the most vulnerable you can be. And for my daughter, it was, well, if I close my eyes, my mom's going to go away. I'm never going to see her again. So being able to change this, again, life-changing. I've been able to communicate with my daughter by connecting with her higher self. So I send her healing every day and I ask her higher self, do you want this? Because with theta healing, you need verbal consent, even if they're little. But her higher self always says yes or no. She'll tell me how she's doing, asks or tells me what she needs from me. And like this allows me to show up for my daughter better than I ever thought I could. More than just she needs to be fed, changed, or sleep. Now it's okay, she needs more skin-to-skin contact today because her sacral chakra is feeling a little bit weak. She needs to be grounding outside today because her root chakra is feeling threatened. And so this modality has been that magic tool for me and my husband to allow us to be the best parents we can be for her. These new earth parents for her, because she is a new earth child. Chances are, if you're listening to this podcast, your child is also a new earth child, meaning they've come into this world with higher levels of consciousness, greater intuition. They're able to do things that just don't seem normal, at least according to the Western world. They're more tuned in to their own senses, to greater levels of consciousness. And so it's our job as mothers to meet them where they're at, to support that version, not how we were supported when we were growing up, because we've come from a very different era. So how can we do this? How can you do this right now? Well, one of the best ways you can start is to train yourself to go into this theta altered brainwave state every single day. As part of my morning routine, I connect. Because when you practice this more and more, it doesn't take 10 minutes to get there now. It will take 2. It will take 1. I can get there in 30 seconds now. I close my eyes and I'm up. And I'm connected and I'm tuned in. And I can do the healing on my daughter right then and there. And I'll add a meditation that you can actually start doing on a day-to-day basis to start off. And the more you do it, you're also going to start to build your intuition. You're going to start to see what blocks you actually hold on to that's stopping you from being that mystic wild mom. Because I guarantee you there'll be blocks that come up. Maybe blocks around trust, maybe blocks around religion, maybe because this isn't a religious thing. Any religion, anybody can do this work. But those who have grown up religious, including myself, have beliefs that this is like satanic work because I'm not following the religious Christian way of connecting to God. You'll find that there's tons of resentment and anger and fear that you're holding on to that's stopping you from doing this work. And then you can start to do this work to clear it. So you can be more tapped in and tuned on, something like that. You can be more connected. You can trust your intuition more. You can really thrive in motherhood and really enjoy your experience with your child. And you can support them in the highest and best way. Connecting, first thing, every single day. Another amazing thing, and I just finished off a program on it, is balancing your baby's chakras or your kid's chakras every single day. Every single day, just do a body scan on them from this altered brainwave state. Do a body scan. Start to see inside their body and see where they need some healing. What's in alignment, what's out of alignment, and how you can best help them. And then, if you feel called to it, send some healing to all of their chakras. Because the first 7 years is when their chakras are being developed. At least primarily the root chakra. And so you want to ensure that those first 7 years, you're doing everything possible to make sure they feel completely safe, completely supported, and completely loved. Because that will allow them to grow up as independent, thriving, empowered, loving beings, which is what we want for our kids. We want our kids to grow up and they know that money is something that's easy to come by. It's just energy. It's like breathing in and out. We want our kids to grow up with such high confidence that they don't have to go through therapy like we did. And this is that path and avenue that you can take with this modality that will allow you to do that. So balance our chakras every day. Zip up their energetic field. In Theta Healing, we have certain techniques that we do and certain ways in which we do this. And so this is what I talk about. And I'm going to talk about this more because there are certain things that you can do in certain ways that will help them immensely with balancing their chakras, growing, temper tantrums, teething, all of that. It's all possible. But the only thing that's stopping you from doing this, which is something that's important to know about, is your ability to trust yourself and have that confidence. Like you need balanced chakras in order to do this, or it won't be done. Because one of the things that you need in doing theta healing is that ability to connect with source energy, that ability to trust that, hey, am I actually connected? And when I do this work, is it actually working? And this is why in theta healing, we use a practice called muscle testing. And we use specifically the sway test to see what beliefs we hold on to, what beliefs we don't. We can use it for trusting your intuition. Like there's so many ways in which we use it in theta healing. But that is pretty much the only proof. Everything else is on your faith and your belief that this is going to work. But if you have blocks around trust, around being open to receive messages, So if you have blocks in your sacral chakra, your root chakra, pretty much any of your chakras, you won't receive the information you need to do this healing. You won't believe it actually happens. And if you don't believe it, it will not happen. And this is why I have created, because again, I always listen to the messages channeled to me by a creator. I'm creating a free, that's right, free activation workshop healing session where you're going to receive the wisdom and womb codes, the activations, the healings, the programs, and reprogramming beliefs that allow you to move from mother to mystic. Because until you do that step, until you move into those higher levels of consciousness, until you truly awaken that mystical wild mom within you, this work is out of reach because there's going to be too much fear there. But I want you to do this work. I want you to do it because I know how impactful it is. I know how powerful it is. And I know you can do it. I've witnessed moms time and time again that say, I can't do this. I don't know if it's right. And then they'll text me the next day and message me the next day saying, oh my gosh, my daughter's better. Or, oh my gosh, my son suddenly did a full 180 and it's completely different. No more temper tantrums or no more pain, no more teething. They've healed. I get these messages all the time. Because as soon as you transcend those, all of a sudden, now it's easy. Now I have no doubt in my mind that the work I'm doing on my daughter is working. I know 150% that it is working for her. I am teaching you something that is usually held in my training program, my Theta Healing training. I'm offering it to you for free because I want more moms to be doing this work. And when you do this work, oh my God, it's going to be so amazing. You're going to receive so many amazing results, both in your child and within yourself. You're going to notice huge shifts in how you show up, how you feel about yourself, your body, your postpartum experience, how you interact with your child, how much easier motherhood is, all because you're working on the energetics. So if you were unable to tune in live, you can still send over your questions because there'll be many more podcast episodes where I am talking about theta healing. You can send in your questions and I will make sure to answer all of them on the Wild Mom podcast. And make sure you tune in next week as we dive deeper into the mysticism of motherhood, how you can activate this and embody this. And I will see you next week. Sending you so much love. Bye.